Hello, what is up, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel and I make videos on travel, fashion, and environmentalism, so if you like any of those things, you should consider subscribing to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how I save money so I can travel so often. I travel a lot while still being a student, so I always get questions asking me how I do it. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how I organize my money and tips on how to save money in hopes that it will motivate you to save some of your money to spend on whatever you want. I personally like to spend it on traveling, but that's really up to you. Just a little disclaimer before we begin, I wanted to recognize my privilege. I did grow up in a middle-class family. My parents allowed me to live at home. I didn't have any dependents to take care of. I was able to get a job at a young age because my parents could drive me to and from work, and I was able to go to a university of my choosing. The opportunities I have had have helped accelerate my savings and have allowed me to more easily get to where I am today. Because I have a sociology degree, part of me feels guilt for the privileges I've been afforded, but at the same time, I want to empower people to save what they can and be proud of myself for saving what I can. I think my strategies, tips, and plans can be utilized in a variety of circumstances for people at different parts of their savings journey. However, I know it will not be feasible for all, so I just wanted to recognize my privilege before we begin. I also recognize that it is a privilege in general to save money, let alone save money for travel. But with that being said, we're gonna get into the video now. My video is targeted to people who are a similar demographic as me in regards to age, being a student, who find themselves spending money on frivolous things versus saving their money. So I've broken this video into 3 chunks. The first is how I organize my money. The second is goal setting and how to hold yourself accountable. And the third is what you're gonna wanna stick around for, is just general tips and strategies to help you save money if you find yourself spending money on silly things. Alright, so the first topic, how I organize my money. So let's start with a little background on me. I'm a 23-year-old post-grad student. I plan on moving out after the pandemic is over. I work part-time and I have since I was 15 or 16. And I travel anytime I can. Generally, how I organize my money is by giving myself an allowance while simultaneously setting goals for myself. So I break my year into 3 chunks: January to April, May to August, and September to December. This is easiest for me because I am a student, and so I know that my semesters are usually September to December, and then January to April, and then my summers are May until August. But generally, this is my plan that you can implement into smaller goals. What I would do is, let's say we're starting at the beginning of the year and it's January to April. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to estimate how much money I spend. I do this by just adding up all the things I have to pay, all my bills, and then I give myself some spending money that I think is appropriate to align with my goals. I'm trying to think of back when I first started working part-time, because I know some people watching this video will work part-time and that's where they'll be starting. Maybe I would only allow myself to spend $1,000 from January to April. So I would put my $1,000 in a separate account and I would be like, okay, Rachel, that's your limit, that's all you can spend. What I would do in my other account is I would look at it and say, you know what, how much do I want to have saved? Because essentially when you're doing this, 100% of your paychecks is going into that savings account because you're not touching it at all. You're touching your spending account. For example, the minimum wage right now is $14 per hour. So I remember when I was a student, I would try to work at least 15 hours a week was kind of my goal. So I would do 14 times 15. So that's what I would be making every week, $210. I would then multiply that because there's usually 4 weeks in a month, and then I'm doing mine for 4 months as my money saving goal. So I would multiply, well, 4 times 4 is 16, so there's gonna be 16 weeks. So I'd multiply 210 by 16, and that would give me 3,360. So I know that things come up and you have to spend your money on other unplanned events for rainy days. So if this was me looking at this right now, I would try to set my money saving goal for $3,000. From January to April, I'm going to try to save $3,000. Just to always like round down and kind of lowball yourself. Obviously, you can change it according to where you work, how much you make, and that sort of thing. But that is how I would organize my money. Sometimes my friends would come up to me and say, you know, Rachel, that sounds like a great plan, but I don't have any money in the bank to start off with. So I can't even give myself that allowance of $1,000. And to that, I would say to really pull back on your spending, because if you don't have any money to give yourself that allowance to start off, maybe reassess where you're spending your money and is it necessary or is it Is it a want or is it a need? Secondly, I would recommend to limit yourself in terms of your goal setting. Don't set goals for 4 months because you don't have the allowance to give yourself for 4 months. I would recommend instead maybe setting a goal for a week and then building it bigger and bigger once you have enough to allow yourself. So if you're setting a goal for a week, what is an appropriate amount of money you're going to spend this week? What bills need to be paid, etc., etc. You can work your way up to having enough money in your savings to maybe be able to one day have longer periods of goal setting. So this perfectly bridges into the next topic, which is how to set goals, how to hold yourself accountable. Like I just mentioned, I would start small with your goals, and you don't even have to start the way I organize my money. Maybe you're starting small and you notice something in your life that you need to stop spending as much money on. For me personally, it was food, and I know for a lot of people it might be that as well. Whenever there were times that I let myself freely spend money, I would always spend it on food. And when you think about it in like a crude way, you're really just renting food. So like, I don't know if that helps anyone, but it helped me. If it's not something you need to spend money on, then don't. When I say spending money on food, I mean going out to eat, not eating the food you have at home. Obviously, you need to buy enough food to sustain yourself at home. My next tip for goal setting is to be reasonable. You need to be reasonable with the goals that you want to achieve so that you can achieve them. I have a psychology minor in my degree as well. When you reach your goals, it makes you feel good, it motivates you to keep on going, and it really gives you that intrinsic reward that you're looking for. You want to eventually be able to intrinsically be able to motivate yourself to saving money. So for example, when I was just talking just then about setting goals, I said don't make your goal 3,300, make it just 3,000 because something could come up. Be reasonable, give yourself a little leeway. Make it something simple. For 1 week, I'm not going to spend any money on takeout. For 1 week, I'm going to like save $20. For 2 days, I'm not gonna get any takeout. Whatever you need to do, just be reasonable with your goals and be reasonable with not only the length of the goal that you're setting, but also the amount that you're setting, because you want to reach those goals. It will motivate you and keep you going. The next thing I wanted to talk about kind of goes against intrinsically motivating yourself, but it is to extrinsically motivate yourself. So maybe in the beginning, you need to extrinsically motivate yourself in order to keep yourself going. So hey, you know, I didn't get takeout this whole week, and on Sunday, I'm gonna go treat myself and I'm gonna go out for dinner with a friend. Hey, I didn't spend any money on anything I didn't need this week. I'm gonna like go buy myself an ice cream. This will help motivate you, and again, that motivation is so important to keep you going. I think if you always have it in the back of your mind, my goal is the most important, and you really keep like your eyes on the prize, it will help you keep going. So any way that you need to motivate yourself that hopefully doesn't spend a lot of money to motivate yourself, that would be great. You know, maybe go to the corner store and get like a 70-cent popsicle or something like that. I don't know. But the goal of goal setting is to hopefully work up to a point where you can make your goals really long and you can have a long-term commitment and focus on your goal and that prize at the end. Okay, so now moving on to general tips and ideologies to help you save money. So the first thing that I think everyone needs to realize before they can actually start saving money is you need to do some soul searching, okay? Like you need to, I did this probably, okay, well mind you, I always enjoyed saving money. I was like a kid who was kind of a nerd with saving money. I like babysat when I was younger, and then I had a paper route, and I just like, I didn't know what I was saving for back then, but I was like, I'm saving for something, a rainy day. And then in about 2016, when I was in the second year of my undergrad, I had this sort of like, I don't want to say epiphany, it wasn't a total epiphany, but I just did some soul searching, and I was really like, what do you want in life? I thought about it for a while, and I just thought about things that would bring me joy and things that I wanted to do before I died, and for me it was traveling. I think having that goal in mind helps you organize your life around what's really important for you. So you need to prioritize what's important to you and then realize that you can't have it all. I know that's a hard truth. You can't have it all, okay? You can't travel every summer and go out for dinner with your friends every other weekend and go to Toronto clubbing and own a house and get a dog, and You can't do it all. And once you realize that, I think it really helps with money saving. Another tip would just be to look at all of your expenses. Your phone bill, is there any way that you can like limit that? I personally don't have that much data. I have 1 gigabyte of data. That's all I have. I literally turn my data off when I'm not using it. It's not that big a deal for me. I don't need to be connected all the time. I would rather save that money every month so that it can go towards a plane ticket. But yeah, look at your different bills. What can be cut? Do I really need iCloud storage, or should I just buy a USB? That might be cheaper. Or, you know, do I really need Apple Music? Is there a way I can get a student discount? Just really looking at your bills and assessing, do I really need this, or how can I make this cheaper? Another tip would be to thrift shop. For me, the next thing I spend the most money on next to food is clothing. So sometimes I just feel like I need something new in my wardrobe, or I'm going to a certain event, and yes, that is the capitalistic ideal getting into my head, but also sometimes it just feels good, and sometimes you need new clothes and you can't get around it. Go thrift shopping. Thrift shopping is way cheaper and it's way better for the planet, and you can upcycle things. I found so many amazing things thrift shopping. The next one may sound like an obvious one, but I'm gonna throw it in here anyway. Don't spend money on takeout food. Make food at home. You can even meal prep every week. You know, go on Tasty, go on like BuzzFeed Food, find some really fun recipes that get you excited. It personally helps me save so much money when I bring snacks to school or bring snacks to work and don't spend money on food. My next tip, if you live in Canada, would be to open up a TFSA. A TFSA stands for tax-free savings account. Basically what happens when you turn 18, you have a certain allocation, what's the word I'm looking for? You have a certain amount that you are able to put in. Let's say you are 25 right now and you've never opened up a TFSA. You have, from the year you turned 18, each year's limit, and sometimes it changes from year to year. I believe right now, this year, it's 5,500 or it's 6,000. It differs from year to year, so check out what the limit is. When you put money in that account, it just accelerates your savings a little bit more than it would in a normal account. So this is once you've really accumulated some money. You just make more interest in a TFSA, and then the interest that you do make is tax-free. Another tip would be that if you want to invest in stocks or mutual funds or anything like that, you do it under the TFSA umbrella. Personally, when I invest in stocks right now, what I do is I invest my stocks in my TFSA account. So any money that I make on stocks, any dividends, any of that, I'm making it tax-free. Another thing that I like to do for small everyday purchases that seem innocent, like getting a coffee or, you know, getting a smoothie, I think to myself, how much would this be if I spent this every day for a whole year? I call it the 365 test, and I saw it somewhere online. But essentially what you do is, let's say I have a coffee, and that coffee, oh, we're getting the calculator out again. So let's say I bought a coffee, and coffees are ridiculously expensive nowadays. So let's say the coffee is like, we'll say $3.50. I'm gonna like lowball this coffee, okay? And so my coffee is $3.50. If I was to spend that every day for 365 days, that would be $1,200 I am spending on coffee. I just think like, and let's say I want to go to McDonald's and I want to get a burger, and hey, a burger's only like $2. But if I'm doing that 365 days, that's $730, right? Both $1,200 and $730 are enough to pay for a plane ticket to so many places. But if you think about that, it may help. Just a strategy that I like to use. Another tip, if you like to go out with your friends a lot, which I think a lot of people do, like to enjoy time with their friends, think about things that you can do with your friends that are cheaper. Maybe you go on a walk. Maybe you both go to the gym where you already have a membership that you're paying. Maybe you go to each other's house and watch Netflix that you already have an account for. Maybe instead of going out for dinner, you each buy some ingredients and you make dinner together. Or you use ingredients that you already have in your house to make dinner together. My very last tip would be to read books. I'm not knowledgeable on everything. Read books. There's so many books out there on how to save money, how to have a better money mindset, that sort of thing. I'm currently reading a book, but my next book on my list is The Wealthy Barber. It's actually a Canadian book, I believe. I think this book talks a lot about like RRSPs and index funds, and so something I'm not super knowledgeable about, but I want to learn more about. Apart from just simple willpower that I'm discussing a lot in my tips and strategies in this video, there are ways to make money through stocks and like RSPs and all those different things. If you do reach a point in your life where you save a certain amount, you can really make your money work for you and grow. Well, you're not not working. The best thing all rich people say, I feel like, is to like make your money work for you and just be making money while you're sleeping. I'm not knowledgeable about everything, but I try to make myself more well-versed in certain things like this. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I think a lot of people enjoyed my how to get free stuff for your birthday. It's like one of the most popular videos on my channel right now. So I thought I'd make another money video. If you do like this, let me know if you'd be interested in a video about how to save money while you're traveling. Like I mentioned before, I make videos on travel, fashion, and environmentalism. So if you like any of those things, you should consider subscribing to my channel. I post videos every Sunday at 11 a.m. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I've been posting a lot on there this summer. That is everything for this video. Thanks so much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!